I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and the 30-day challenge with the Samsung Galaxy S3 is over. And I bet you're wondering, is he going to keep the device? What did he love about it? What did he hate about it? Well, I'm going to tell you in kind of a recap, closeout video right now. There are a lot of things I love. There are a couple of things I didn't care for about the device and the different models that I worked with over the 30 days. But all in all, very impressed with this device. It's a great device from Samsung. Really impressed with the speed, the performance, and the way that it looks. So just to give you a recap, I carried the international version for about 2 weeks, and it has a 1.4 gigahertz quad-core Exynos processor. Now the downside is it doesn't have LTE like the US version. So you get a little bit of a processor difference when you go to the US version. It's a 1.5 gigahertz dual-core Snapdragon S4 CPU as opposed to a quad-core Exynos processor, but still relatively fast. I do see a little bit of a speed bump in the international version. That said, it's unsubsidized. You got to import it in. $700, $800, not worth it in comparison to the subsidized costs of the US version. Plus, you get 4G LTE. Now, the downside is battery life. All of the models have a 2,100 milliamp hour battery. And so obviously with 4G LTE or even T-Mobile's HSPA plus 42 megabits per second, it takes a little bit more of a toll on the battery than the 21 megabits per second cap of the international one. That said, battery life, I'm getting 11 to 13 hours on this device with moderate to almost heavy use. Not bad. I can still make it through most of the day before the device requires a recharge, unless I'm just using it and taking pictures and browsing the web and doing a lot of battery-hungry things like that. Otherwise, pretty impressed with the battery life. Love the fact that it's a removable 2,100 milliamp hour battery where I can take it out and put it on the go with me. So if I have, like I do now, 3 or 4 review units of the Samsung Galaxy S3, my battery dies, I can pop in another battery. This happened last week when I was traveling in San Francisco for Google I/O. It was very nice because I didn't have time to charge. I was rushing between meetings and events, popped in a new battery, and I was good to go. Otherwise, dual-core Snapdragon S4 processor, relatively fast. I see a little bit, I wouldn't say lag, but I see a little bit of stuttering from time to time. Nothing to be concerned about, though. You're going to notice it if you're a phone geek like I am and you've used the international version, but nothing to worry about. 4G LTE capability more than covers for it, and it's nice to have that ability on the device. All in all, speed's pretty impressive. Love TouchWiz, the new version of TouchWiz. Some people are calling it Nature UI. I just call it the new TouchWiz. That's what Samsung's called it in several meetings that we've had. Android 4.0, now that Jelly Bean's out, I'm hoping that this will get Jelly Bean pretty soon. But it's got Android 4.0 with the new TouchWiz, and I'll be the first to tell you, I think that this is the first TouchWiz variant, or the first Android device as a whole that is 100% ready for the consumer. And a couple of things. Samsung's really nailed a couple of key tiers here. First of all, this thing is available on all different carriers. It's available on 4 different carriers and a couple of the regional ones as well. It's available on Sprint, T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, and US Cellular, and it's coming to some other smaller regional carriers very soon. So it's got that distribution that other devices like the HTC One X and the One S, while they may be great devices, don't have. You can only get the One S on T-Mobile. You can only get the One X on AT&T. You can only get the Evo 4G LTE on Sprint. That obviously puts a kink in it. Also, I think TouchWiz is finally adopted and ready for the mainstream. It's a nice operating system and a nice user interface over top of Android 4.0. Very impressed with it. It's just something I can kind of hand to my mom or hand to my dad and say, here's a smartphone for you, and they can navigate it without having to worry about the complexities of Android. I've always thought that even in a stock form with Android 4.0 or even 4.1, it still kind of looks like a nerd science project. And that's great for people like us that are browsing the web, that are hacking, rooting, modding. I don't know why I just said browsing the web. Everybody browses the web. But hacking, rooting, modding, things like that. It's great for you, great for me, but not so great for the mainstream consumer. I think that's where they've really done a great job here. Great design, great software, and then the distribution across all the different carriers, I think, makes this device a win. Now here's the kicker. 30 days in, I am actually going to keep using this device as my personal device for at least a couple of weeks until something else comes out. Because that's how it works in Phone Dog land. Something else comes out, it's like, man, let's give this a try. Might even put it up to a 30-day challenge. You never know. But I am going to keep carrying this device, not going back to the iPhone for now, not going back to the One X or any other Android device. Going to keep using this for at least a couple of weeks. I'm really, really impressed with this device. 30 days in, I can say that I don't miss any other device. I'm not longing to go back to anything else. I'm really just pleased and content with the Galaxy S3 because it hits a lot of key things that I've always had issues with on Android. It's very fluid. I see little to no lag on this device. The operating system and the user interface, fantastic. Easy to use, easy to navigate. Don't have to worry about feeling like a nerd science project. That's always a great feeling. Battery life is good, and it fits well in the hand. All in all, it's a great device. Really impressed with it, and I look forward to using it for a couple more weeks, or hey, even a couple more months, who knows, but it is going to go on as my personal device past the 30 days. Keep it locked on PhoneDog.com for continuing coverage of the Galaxy S3, other devices. These 30-day challenges, love doing them, so be on the lookout for more in the coming weeks and months. But for now, Galaxy S3 is staying in my pocket. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, PhoneDog_Aaron. Like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/PhoneDog. Hit us up and let me know what you think of this device. If you're Team 1X, or Team Evo 4G LTE, Team Droid Incredible 4G LTE, Team Galaxy S3, Team Galaxy Note, I want to hear from you. PhoneDog_Aaron. Let me know which device you like, and be sure to vote for it in PhoneDog's official smartphone rankings at PhoneDog.com/rankings. I'm off to play with the Galaxy S3 a little bit more. That's not true at all. I'm going to actually get off here and respond to some emails. But you know what? It sounded better to say that, so I'm just going to stick with it. Thanks so much for watching. As always, we'll see you next time.